and welcome to Ragnarok Stars 2023 GGH Playoffs. We are your casters for tonight. This is James.
And this is MG. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. Woo. Okay, it's another night for the GGH Playoffs. MG, what are you expecting for tonight?
Yes, I'm actually expecting a lot from these teams. I'm actually seeing familiar guilds right now on our list. So definitely I'm actually checking how the execution for these guilds are going to be, presented today. So very excited for these four guilds. And again, familiar faces or familiar guilds that I'm seeing right for today. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if you guys don't know, Ragnarok Stars is a regional tournament which will be happening in October. Representatives from Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines will be holding a competition in Jakarta, Indonesia. And the overall champion will receive exclusive costumes and cash prize.
Whoa.
And of course, this is the ROGGH Playoff, which is an exclusive GGH only tournament. The stakes are even higher in this tournament as not only will this determine GGH strongest, this is also an opportunity to fight stronger opponents and to represent GGH in an even bigger event.
Yeah, speaking
All right.
And of course, speaking of this event, we have four guilds for today. So for our first match, we're gonna have Alpha versus OTOG, and for our second match, it's gonna be XYZ versus Memento Mori.
Yes, and for Alpha,
Mm-hmm.
their introduction is there's a fantastic goal for their team, JPEG or JPEG, just play every game.
Whoa.
Being a team with their old buddies and enjoying the journey together in Ragnarok Online is a great way to strengthen their bond and have fun while playing. By prioritizing teamwork and having a positive attitude, they will be able to enhance their gameplay experience and achieve greater success in the game. Collaborating with their team members, communicating effectively, and supporting each other's growth will be key in reaching their goals. As they strive to go further in Ragnarok Stars 2023, it's essential to focus on both individual skill development and team coordination. This can involve optimizing character builds, studying different strategies, and honing their teamwork in various game modes, such as PvP battles, raids, or guild activities. So,
Wow. So much for an intro. But speaking of intros for OTOG, no intro. OTOG Guild is made up of players who love playing War of Imperium. They are looking forward to play and compete against other players who love War of Imperium as well. At the same time, they tip their hats to those players enjoying and loving Ragnarok Online. Let's go, intros.
All right,
Let's go.
so it's Alpha versus OTOG for tonight. And this is going to be quite an exciting match because, again, this is the first match for tonight. Are we going to see the meta that we saw last Monday,
Yes.
or the first day of the GGH playoffs, wherein every team actually used a mechanic for the lineup? So will we see it differently for this time, for this day, for day number 2, or will we see a the same meta over and over again?
Yes.
Right. So let's head on to the game screen, MG.
Yes, there you go. So right now we are actually sitting on the side of Alpha. So on the side of Alpha we have they have the mechanic. They still have the mechanic. For their classes right now, they have the Royal Guard, they have the Sura, they have the Archbishop, mechanic of course. And at the same time they have the Rune Knight, and of course they have the Warlock.
And for the side of OTOG, they have that Archbishop, that Rune Knight, Sorcerer, Sura, Shadow Chaser, Royal Guard, and that Minstrel. So a kind of what do you call this? Standard
Yeah.
lineup for OTOG right here.
Yes. On the side of Alpha, I'm actually seeing a different approach on this one. Again, they're not actually playing for they're not playing for a minstrel lineup. So I think they're actually opening out for a full damage lineup. Seeing a sorcerer plus a warlock, then a rune knight as well. This means they're gonna all in for a full damage for their side.
Yes, and for OTOG, I think they are going to be playing this a little bit safe. Again, they have that Crew Knight in the lineup. They have that Shadow Chaser to, what they call this, disable their opponents, and they have their Sura to deal that damage. So depending on how they actually deal with Alpha for this first game for tonight, let's see how this will play out.
Yes. So we're actually gonna expect a lot of like heavy pressure on the side of Alpha since they're not rocking any like any utility support, and the Sura right now, I'm not sure if you're seeing this, James. The Sura is playing with a very low HP as well.
So actually we've seen these lineups previously before, you know, with the standard lineups or for the teams. But one thing that I remembered from last Monday, or from the first day of the GGH playoffs, is that for the team Last Nightmare, they actually changed up, you know, their meta.
Yeah.
They actually changed up their lineup. So maybe we will see something similar to that for this day number 2 of the GGH playoffs. But for now, we will be seeing some standard lineup, standard, you know, what do you call this? Standard composition
Yes.
teams for
Yes.
tonight. But yeah, this is not a bad composition.
Yeah.
But of course, if you want to mix it up a little bit, you know, you can go for that glass cannon meta or maybe full defense strategy, depending on how you do it.
Yes. As long as the lineup works for you for your team, you know, the more comfortable you are with your lineup, the better. Because again, if you're planning to go for a much exotic lineup, like putting multiple DPS on your lineup, that could actually hurt your team composition. But again, it will take some time for you to figure out and practice as well on in order for you to pull it off. So again, first match. Let's go.
Yes, and now let's go. Alpha versus OTOG. Alpha already started moving closer to the side of OTOG right here, but Alpha is just trying to scout where OTOG is. And OTOG just left their spot, and Alpha already spotted right here. Alpha using that Warlock to scout things, and Suicide Destruction actually connected on the members of OTOG right here, but actually no members of OTOG went down, but there's an Exceed Break from that Royal Guard taking down members
Oh!
OTOG right here. That Sorcerer went down, followed by that Minstrel, as Alpha will be eliminating the members of OTOG right here.
Yes, that was a really fast game. The Sorcerer on the side of OTOG is just placing like Land Protector and all. I think the Land Protector is not that really effective versus the lineup of what do you call this? The Alpha right now. Since if you're going to check the execution that they did earlier, it's more on a single target burst type of push. So again, good attempt on the side of OTOG. Appreciated the effort there, but again, Alpha securing every kill, one player at a time. So yeah, very good push there coming from Alpha.
Yes, and this is a kind of different strategy right now, because I've been seeing Warlock scouts lately. Right? I mean, I'm seeing some Warlock scouts. They're not using Shadow Chasers anymore.
Yes.
You know, just go for that Warlock, all right? Just go in. Warlock,
True.
some skills, and maybe you can take someone out, or maybe you can disable someone. And wow, that was a really quick game for Alpha versus OTOG round number 1.
Yes. Again, it's really hard for OTOG who's to burst down, because again, Alpha right now is using multiple damage dealers. Especially they're using the Sura for a red HP Sura. That means he can actually burst out someone on their lineup. And the same time, on they have the Warlock as well. Warlock is basically can deal heavy damage. They need to be attentive as well on the suicidal destruction. So these angles from Alpha, they just keep on throwing those pressures left and right from other classes. And OTOG, they just basically needs to figure out how to defend and zone out one player at a time. Basically, I think that's the game plan that they need versus Alpha.
Actually, what I like about OTOG is they kind of dodged that suicide destruction damage a little bit right
Mm-hmm.
there, but because of the follow up that Alpha did, they weren't able to catch up with the damage being dealt against their HP. Right, so they actually went down one by one because of the damage that the Royal Guard is dishing out, along with that
Yes.
Sura of Alpha, just taking down the members one by one. And I can see members went down one by one, so they really targeted their opponents effectively right there. So I gotta give props to Alpha right there.
Yes. And a very unique lineup as well coming from Alpha. Like putting all of these classes into one roster and pulling it off very smoothly versus OTOG. So that is actually a very... I believe that Team Alpha has been practicing a lot and doing their research about the patch notes. Again, we're using 170 level cap. At the same time, the items are different. So there is a huge adjustment coming from the GGH team, stepping up on the 170 level at the same time for the patch as well. So props to Alpha.
Yes.
Good work there, and at the same time good research on the patch notes as well.
Yes, I believe these teams are really preparing
Yes.
to do their best for this matchup, because again, this is no joke. If they actually competed for Ragnarok Asia Masters before, it was a 135
135,
50. 135.50, but now it jumped to 170.60, and it's a different patch, right?
Yes.
So they really need to relearn how to do things, right? They can still use their skills, their teamwork, but they really need to relearn the item list, the adjustments of the skills, the rework, the balancing of the skills. So in order for them to actually do that, they need to study, they need to practice for them to get the best lineup possible.
Yes.
So you can see how our teams for the GGH playoffs have practiced. They worked hard to actually come up with a lineup and a strategy to deal with their opponents here in the GGH playoffs.
Yeah, speaking of items, I agree with you, James. Again, there's a lot of changes on the items, especially we have several boss cards available on the equipments and the card list as well. So I think some classes can actually outshine other classes because of those cards that's available currently on this patch. And speaking of OTOG, yes, they actually did a good job there on the positioning. It's just I think they just got a little bit of pressured on what skills are Alpha throwing at them. So yeah.
Yep, I think they got started a little bit right there because again, at the start of the match, Alpha immediately tried to scout where OTOG was, and
Yeah.
OTOG I think moved a little bit late
Yeah.
at their spawn point, so they got caught right there near their spawn point, right?
Yes. Yes.
And anyway, guys, shout out to everyone in the chat right now.
Let's go.
Someone asked if minstrel is bad or good. Actually, there is no good or bad classes here. It depends on how you want to use it. Depends on
Yeah.
how you want to use it.
Yeah. It
Because
depends,
again,
actually.
even guillotine cross can work in this patch.
Yeah,
basically.
that's actually the class that I've been waiting for, James. To be
Maybe,
honest.
maybe we'll see someone use that.
Can someone
Okay,
use that, please? Someone.
It's a wild card class, all right. So
Yep.
wild card class. So
Yes, it
it
is.
really depends on how these teams execute their strategies and their lineup for the match.
Yes, and
It really depends on the map as well.
Yes.
Because on this map, and map number 3, we know that mechanic is really very useful.
effective. Yeah, it's very effective on this map, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Way back on the RAM, snipers as well, or I mean, the arrow showers are very effective as well. So arrow storm as well is very effective for this map.
Mhm.
But right now, no one is using it. So
Yes, actually, no one is using Rangers
Ranger.
for this map right now, but maybe we will see that later on the following days of the tournament. But right now, of course, we know how deadly a mechanic is in map number 3. I think it was Nemesis Elites versus Mad Royals
Yes.
last Monday, where
Mhm.
Mad Royals just went in with that mechanic, just front slide, suicidal destruction
Yeah.
immediately on that bridge, taking down 3 members of Nemesis Elites.
yes,
And that was a play that you don't want to get caught in.
Yeah, especially if you're in the middle, right? Especially if you're in the middle.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So those types of opportunities you can just go in and do that suicidal destruction. But again, for this match, Alpha did utilize the suicidal, but it didn't connect. Hopefully, we can see a good connection for our second match on the side of OTOG. I'm not sure because they have Minstrel right now. But again, Minstrel still is actually still viable for this match. It's just they need to counter and focus up on which character to take down first, and they need to move a lot, maybe.
Well, they are free to change their lineups, but we might see some change in lineups right here for round number 2 of this match. So we'll see later on as we switch this game screen. But yeah, we have a comment right here. Good game, well played for all participants. Geneticist in lineup when? I'm curious too. When
Come on,
will we
guys,
see
let's
a
go.
geneticist?
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah, it's actually a good class still.
Really, a really good class though. But again, you can get outshined by a shadow chaser as well. So it really depends on how you want to use it.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of Shadow Chaser, last Monday, we saw a couple of Shadow Chaser. That's very tanky. Managed to absorb those or managed to injure those guillotine fist left and right from Asura, and still surviving and still doing the pressure and doing masquerades while having those damage on top of him. So I think having a Shadow Chaser,
most likely it's because of for the full strip or something.
yeah.
I think because they got stripped, they got masqueraded by some skill. But it really depends on how you want to play and how you dress up your guy. Dress up, gear up,
Gear up,
your
yeah,
character.
gear up. Let's go. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah, I agree on that one. So, again, the itemization, the builds for the stats as well, it gives a lot of factor on how your character will be effective on the battlefield as well. Especially on the I just want to touch a bit on the Rune Knight as well. Rune Knight as well, Dragon's Breath. You have an item can actually boost up the damage because again, I believe the Dragon's Breath is very dependent on the HP, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah, so the more HP that you have, the more damage that you can actually dish out. Plus the element as well can actually change because of the runes. So
Yes.
those factors are kind of technical, and I really love how the guilds are before the matches or before the tournament they've been doing theory crafting. That's the best of having these tournaments, the theory crafting and the experience as a team as well.
Yes, and you can say the players in GGH playoffs are evolving.
Yes.
Speaking of evolution, the Pet Evolution Part 1 is out right now on ROGGH. Pets can now be evolved. Say bye to manual feeding and experience slower intimacy reduction and more with evolved pets.
Yes.
Pets that can be evolved include Pouring to Mastery, Savage Bebe to Savage, Peko Peko to Grand Peko Peko, and Orc Warrior to High Orc. Evolve your pets now.
Oh, I don't want to comment on that one because the last time that I commented on that one, somebody corrected me. So okay.
Alright, let's go. I think the teams are at the starting point of the match. MG, what can you see on your side?
Yes. Let me just there you go.
Up.
Yeah, there you go. So on the side of OTOG, we have a very standard lineup. So we have a Royal Guard. They have the Warlock. They have the Rune Knight. They have the Sorcerer. They have the Sura and the Archbishop. So no Minstrel on this one.
Yeah, they actually removed their minstrel.
Ooh, the adjustment.
They had a minstrel earlier, but now they removed it and they opted for a Warlock and Shadow Chaser lineup, I believe.
I think that's a Rune Knight. Yeah.
Rune Knight, I think they have Armor Class, but we'll see it later on. I think they have a Shadow Chaser as well. But yeah, they opted for a different lineup, and as what I said earlier, teams are evolving. They know how to strategize. They know how to adjust
True.
their skills, their lineup for different scenarios in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's see how they will perform with this lineup. Again, they are down 1-0 with Alpha leading this match. So they really need to win this round number two for them to actually get a chance to actually win this whole match. So this
Yes.
is crucial for them.
Yes. Again, I think what OTOG needs to do, they need to be patient on this one because again, Alpha is on the lead, so definitely they have the advantage for this one. They have the Suicidal Destruction, so I think they just need to watch out for that Suicidal Destruction. Once the Suicidal Destruction is down, that's actually a go signal for OTOG to punish them. So they
Mm-hmm.
just need to wait for that Suicidal Destruction to executed, and hopefully no one's die. And from there, they can actually bounce back. Then snowball from there.
Mm-hmm. But they really need to dodge that suicidal destruction. For OTOG, I can say for them to actually stop that suicidal destruction from landing is either that soul burn from that sorcerer,
Yes.
white imprison, or maybe a mask from that shadow chaser. So they have like three characters that can disable or stop that suicidal destruction from landing immediately. So they need to prevent that from happening. They need to spread out a little bit, but they don't want to spread out too much. Again, Alpha is using warlocks to actually scout their opponents.
Yes.
So if that warlock really got in, and no one stopped that warlock from pushing in and attacking the stack of Alpha, OTOG is going to have a difficult time. But for OTOG, if they want to play it safe, they want to play it a little bit more closer together,
Mm-hmm.
they need to stop that mechanic from pushing in, and that warlock from scouting them from while hidden.
Yes, exactly. So again,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually true. They need to spread out a bit because again, you don't want to have like few players outside of your periphery because again, they have the Sura. The Sura can pick you off immediately. They have solo targets as well that can burst you down, and again, they have the AOE's Visual Destruction to watch for. But again, I think OTOG having that adjustment, OTOG, I think they can actually take this round. So I think that's my prediction for this. But let's see. Alpha is on the upper hand. They have the advantage and they have that confidence. Hopefully, OTOG can bounce back from this.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of bouncing back, everyone, please do bounce back as well as we are. Please like and share
Yes,
this.
let's go, chat.
This is Ragnarok Stars 2023, the GGH Playoffs, round number 2 between Alpha and OTOG.
Yep. Let's go,
Right.
chat. Go. Let's
Let's
go
go.
let's go and like and share the stream, chat. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Of course, and that's one way of bouncing back to the
That's a
battle.
good bounce back, bro. Yeah,
Be a part of the battle.
yeah. Oh my god. Okay. Oof.
All right, and the teams are getting set. We'll be starting in a few seconds. Let's see how this round number 2 will go. Will
Yes.
Alpha get the necessary attack that they need in order for them to push through to the next round of this tournament, or will OTOG stop their tracks again? For Alpha, they are using that
Oh!
destruction.
No
Woohoo!
hesitation.
One member went down from OTOG, but OTOG getting taken down one by one
Whoa.
because of that roll guard exceed break. And what a quick way for them, for Alpha, to wipe out or damage a
Yes.
whole stack of
Oh
OTOG right
my
there.
god. Yeah, that I mean, I'm actually speechless on that push. Like I wasn't expecting that that player coming from Alpha will just dive in straight up and hit the entire OTOG. The level of confidence of that guy, oh my god, it's really good.
And right now, one member of OTOG left will get taken down as Alpha will be winning this match 2 against none and we'll be moving on to the next round.
Yes, GG, well played on Alpha, and the same time on OTOG. A very well executed push there coming from Alpha. Wow.
Wow, and it
I'm
was
just
really
speechless.
a very, very quick push coming from Alpha. Again, they noticed that OTOG is not really that quick into moving out of the spawn point. That's why they used that mechanic. They utilized the quickness of that mechanic with that front slide, just front slide, front slide, front slide, front slide,
Mm-hmm.
then suicidal destruction, taking down one member but damaging almost everyone from OTOG right there. And wow, it was a good game, well played, and congratulations to Alpha for moving
Yes.
on to the next round.
Wow. Yes, Alpha, very well executed gameplay, and again, GG well played to OTOG as well. And for our second match, guys, we have XYZ versus Memento Mori.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, and
Oof.
as we'll be taking a short break. When we come back, it's going to be match number 2. So sit back, relax, and stay tuned. And we are back here at Ragnarok Stars 2023 GGH Playoffs. Once again, we are your casters for tonight. This is James.
And this is MG. Let's go.
Let's go indeed. MG! More energy, MG! More
Yes, let's go.
energy!
Yeah. I'm just
Let's
trying.
go
I'm just trying
indeed.
to do my Korean post. Sorry.
You what?
Korean post. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we'll be having match 2 for tonight. This is going to be between XYZ versus Memento
Memento
Mori.
Mori.
Again, this is Ragnarok Stars. Ragnarok Stars is the regional tournament which will be happening in October. Representatives from Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Philippines will be holding a competition in Jakarta, Indonesia. The overall champion will receive exclusive costumes and the cash prize. And of course, like we mentioned, this is the Audio GGH Playoff, which is an exclusive GGH only tournament. The stakes are even higher in this tournament, as not only will this determine GGH strongest, this is also an opportunity to fight stronger opponents and to represent GGH in an even bigger event.
Yes, that's actually true. That's why majority of the guilds who participated managed to have the research, planned it out from items to from the stats, now from the execution. So right now for our next match, it's gonna be XYZ versus Memento Mori, and I'm actually seeing a good lineup here, James. Like a very interesting lineup. So I'm really
Yes.
very excited on to check if they can actually pull this off.
Yes, and of course, our teams for XYZ. No need for intros actually for XYZ because they want to prove their skills without doing the talking, my friends, and that's why XYZ is here to actually bring the battle in ROGGH playoff. For Memento Mori, the mission of their guild is to ensure all of their members can have fun while playing Ragnarok in an environment that is safe and toxicity free.
Ooh.
Everything they do is centered around trust and respect for each other. Um, Memento Mori is the perfect place for individuals who want to represent or want to experience everything Ragnarok has to offer.
Yes.
Yes, Memento Mori, I think this is also Amor Fati.
Amor Fati. Yes, I mean yeah, Amor Fati.
Yes.
I mean Memento Mori and Amor Fati. These guilds are very like one of the OG guilds of GGH as well. If you follow them from Wharf Imperium to RAM, now on the ROS they're representing. So I'm really excited to see the improvement from the Wharf Imperium, few tournaments, and now ROS.
Yes, and let's see because I'm quite excited for these teams. Again, I'm looking forward on what teams will bring to the table for this matchup. We are going to be playing in map number 3 once again. MG, what are you expecting from this match?
Okay, so the expectation that we have right now for this match, again, we're still expecting those placement. Again, the placement is very crucial on this one because we are seeing multiple mechanic rush push, a solo mechanic push coming from multiple guilds. We saw that last Monday, and on our last match, they managed to demonstrate that quick suicidal push. And for this match, maybe we can actually expect another strat from that one. But again, what I'm expecting is the positioning and the execution, and at the same time maximizing the classes for the 170 level patch. So that's actually the expectation.
From 170, 60 level cap, and of course, yes, like what you mentioned for this episode 17 patch. And yeah, let's move on to the game screen. I think our teams are getting set, and we are almost going to start our match. What can you see on your side, MG?
Yes, on the side of XYZ, we have the Warlock, we have the Rune Knight, we have the Archbishop Mechanic as well, Royal Guard, and a Sorcerer.
And for the side of Memento Mori, they don't have a mechanic in their lineup. They are utilizing a Shadow Chaser, Rune Knight, Sura, Sorcerer, Royal Guard, Archbishop. All right. So they also have a Mincer in their lineup as well. So let's see how these teams will perform or how they will beat their opponents here in match number 2 of tonight. Again,
Yes.
XYZ versus Memento Mori. What can we expect?
Yes. Again, just to give you a heads up, guys, again, for a mechanics right now for the matches, they have a high win rate since Monday. So right now, whoever has the mechanic probably has that big win rate. And for the minstrel, we actually saw last Monday a good usage of minstrel from the other guilds as well. So I think they can still pull off the minstrel despite of the 30% ACD reduction from the Bragi. And at the same time, the Bragi right now is actually a party buff. It's not a curtain buff anymore. So there's a huge adjustment coming from the minstrel classes.
Yes, and let's see how they can utilize the Windsor class. Because again, for Windsor class, I'm not sure how you can, utilize that class really perfectly in this patch, especially because you don't have carpet skills for your buffs. So basically, like what we saw last Monday, they actually used metallic sound in order for them for that minstrel to actually do something at that downtime. So yeah, we are going to see what these teams will do. I'm quite excited for this match because I can say this is going to be quite of an even lineup for our teams because their team composition.
Yes. And I think one thing that they need to be careful on the side of XYZ, we know for a fact that the Shadow Chaser are very tanky for this patch. We saw that from the previous matches, and right now, Memento Mori is using a Shadow Chaser for their lineup.
Mm-hmm. And will Memento Mori be able to stop the attacks here of XYZ, or XYZ will be able to cast that suicidal destruction and land on the members of Memento Mori? We'll see in just a bit as the match will start in a few seconds. MG,
Yes!
what are you waiting for? Let's go!
Yo, yes, definitely. Let's go. Here we go, guys. So right now, XYZ is moving on the south side, guys, putting that classic land protector on the floor, making sure that no AoEs are getting affected by this one. And I think they're just waiting on the side of Memento Mori for their movement. They're just playing safe right now.
But Memento Mori is actually moving closer right here. Of course, Land Protector to actually cancel that vacuum on the floor. Land
Here we
Protector
go.
once, and you can see
Dragon's Breath.
And Stacy's actually got
Suicidal?
canceled here, and you can see Suicidal Destruction. I think
Curse Circle?
3 members of
Gelatin
Memento
Fist?
right here. One more will go down from Memento
Here we
Mori.
go.
And there's 2 people left
Oh.
for Memento Mori right now. They have the True Light and Royal Guard left.
Oh!
And the Royal Guard will get taken down.
Last one!
That Rune Knight as XYZ. My goodness, what a play.
Yes, the defense, the patience coming from XYZ, anticipating those attacks left and right from Memento Mori, a very successful and very patient strategy coming from XYZ. Oh my god, that was a perfectly pulled strategy. Woo!
Wow, what
First match.
a
Oh my god.
wow. I got surprised there a little bit because again, XYZ was just patiently waiting for Memento Mori to push in. Memento Mori had good intentions right there, but unfortunately, they didn't have enough time to make their execution work. They got startled by that Warlock who immediately pushed in. Right, using that skill to disable
Yes.
and any other skill. So they need to cancel that out. They need to watch out for that. Again, that's a pretty dangerous move, so they need to quickly back up if that Warlock they didn't have enough enough follow up for
Yes.
that Warlock. It will be pretty difficult for XYZ to execute that play, but XYZ managed to execute that perfectly. And wow, what a play. As
Yes.
Memento Mori, they need to catch up here. They need to try their best to turn the tide somehow in this match.
Yes, and I agree with you on that one. At the same time, on the side of on that match, earlier XYZ has a more room at the south side to maneuver or to fall back, while on the side of Memento Mori, they have that really small area where they can actually move forward or move back. So they don't have that space versus XYZ. While XYZ, they know that they have the advantage on the spacing as well. They can actually move south and hard right if they want to fall back. And on the side of Memento Mori, they don't have that option. So either they go all in or they're gonna lose their members. I think Memento Mori got caught on that suicidal destruction plus a follow-up, an easy follow-up of that curse circle, punishing like multiple players and resulting to a massive KO from other members on the side of Memento Mori. But again, Memento Mori, solid push. It's just more on the spacing, and XYZ, they planned it out all along. So a very good one strategy coming from XYZ.
Yes, and actually, if the poll is now up, which team the first round do you think will claim victory? 56% voted for Memento Mori,
Oh,
but
let's go.
44% won that poll. Actually, 44% voted for XYZ to win that first round. Wow. And yeah, what I can say is that Memento Mori needs to catch up. They got a little bit baited by XYZ right there. You know, they got Memento Mori in a position they want to execute their attacks.
Yes.
That's why it happened really quickly. It happened immediately as that Warlock went in, and the follow-up, total destruction, followed by that curse circle, followed by the skills that they can land to deal damage.
Yes.
Royal Guard went down, Rune Knight went down, and that was it for Memento Mori in round number 1.
Yes. Again, they XYZ planned it perfectly. They know where to put Memento Mori on that spot. So that's why XYZ executed that quick counter on that Memento Mori push. And I just want to point out as well that it's actually a close fight. It's a very, very close fight. It's just that curse circle, that clutch curse circle on top of Memento Mori turn things around for the side of XYZ, and from there snowball left and right. So I think on the side of Memento Mori, they need to plan it out on a much bigger bigger space in order for them to hit the back lane immediately. Force XYZ on a choke point or force them on the wall so they can punish, because if they're gonna fight it on the open field fight, it could be a disadvantage on them.
Yes, and for Memento Mori, I don't know. They didn't really show us what they got yet, so they might surprise us in round number 2. And speaking of surprises, MG,
Yes,
one thing that can surprise you is the ROS 2023 egg.
Yes.
You can get your hands on the time-limited items like the Sealed Samurai card, Perverse Demon Mask, and Spell Circuit, and it will only last until the 3rd of August. I think it will be...
Is it gonna be extended?
I think tonight is the last night you can actually get ROS 23 egg. So if you do want surprises, maybe this can surprise you. You can get an SS tier or an S tier, SS tier, or maybe a triple S tier item from the ROS 2023 egg.
Yes.
Wow.
Have you tried your RNG on the eggs lately, or?
I did. That's why.
Some
of the comments right here wants me to actually put some eggs. All right.
Because I saw your one of your community streams that you pulled a ghost ring card. That
yeah,
dude,
that
that news actually scattered around the community. Somebody sent me a video, like a clip video, that you got stunned again, but this time it's not. So yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, that was my 1 out of 1,000,000% luck that actually happened right there. Everyone knows that my RNG is bad.
But out of nowhere, just spamming clicks. Maybe that's how you
Spam.
maybe that's how you pull those crazy items or crazy cards. You just press it without any emotions.
Maybe, but our viewers have their own egg opening rituals, and they actually follow them. And maybe you can do your own rituals while opening the ROS 2023 egg. Again, this is the last day you can actually get your hands on these items from the ROS 2023 egg.
Yes. So take
Surprise!
Surprise!
Okay, teams are I think ready for match number 2.
Yep.
MG, what can you see on your side?
Okay, so on the side of Memento Mori, they still have the Sura, they have the Shadow Chaser, Royal Guard, the Archbishop, Sorcerer, and the Rune Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, and for the side of hold on. For the side of XYZ,
XYZ.
yes, they have that Rune Knight, Warlock, Sura, Royal Guard, Sorcerer, Archbishop, and of course that mechanic. Again,
Yes.
if they are able to use that suicidal destruction again and put Memento Mori in that spot where they can get caught, it will be dangerous for Memento Mori. But we know how XYZ plays right now. Will Memento Mori will be able to turn the tides here in this match? Or will XYZ triumph and get the second win against
Yes.
the Memento Mori in a 2-0 victory?
Yes. Again, on the side of Memento Mori, they still have that Shadow Chaser, a very tanky Shadow Chaser, and I think that Shadow Chaser can actually dictate the tempo for their team. If he can actually land a good positioning at the back lane, that can actually create a chaos on the back lane of XYZ, and maybe he can actually hold like one or two players on top of him, and the rest can be snowballed by his teammates. So it depends. They have a lot of utility classes right now. At the same time, the damage classes as well. So there's a lot of source of damage on the side of Memento Mori. It's just a matter of execution. Versus
Execution
yes,
and positioning.
positioning. Yes.
Yes, as the match will be starting in just a bit. I think we're just waiting for this timer to count down, and I'm quite excited for this round. MG,
Yes.
we go. Let's hear you say it out loud.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Alright. Okay, on the side of Memento Mori, they are
Okay, no
moving
rush play.
again to the bridge, and XYZ positioned themselves at the same spot. Will Memento Mori actually do the same strategy once again? Oh, someone got
Suicidal?
this
Oh.
from Memento Mori.
Here we go.
And now
They're
Memento
rushing in now.
Mori's 4. Sorcerer is the only one left with DPS here, along with that Royal Guard Exceed Break Vanishing Point coming
Gates of
from
Hell?
Memento Mori right here. But as you can see, Soul Expansion coming from that Warlock. One more will go down. Minster!
Oh.
Royal Guard is the only one left. Overbrand for his final attack as XYZ will
Oh.
take this victory in round number 2.
Wow, that was a really good read coming from that mechanic. Mechanic managed to notice that one player is outpositioned on the side of Memento Mori. Without any hesitation, he went in immediately, cast that Suicidal Destruction, knowing that he can actually punish one player immediately. And from there, the Sura dives in, and everyone followed. A good follow-up coming from this guild. They know what to do. They know how to do the follow-ups in a very synchronized way. And that's why XYZ is the winner for this round.
Yes, and actually, what a great match that we had right there.
Yes.
Again, congratulations to the winner XYZ, and it's a good game, well played for Memento Mori.
Yes. A good effort.
Wow.
Still good effort to everyone.
Yes, MG, let's congratulate the winners for tonight.
Yes, for our winners for our first match, our first match is going to be Alpha. And of course, our recent match is going to be XYZ.
Yes,
Let's
good game,
go.
well played to OTOG and Memento Mori. So actually, let's have a quick rundown of our teams that actually moved on to the next round or the secondary.
Yes.
You can see semi-finals. You can see the GGH Playoff
Mm-hmm.
going to be last Nightmare, Nemesis, it's our
And XYZ.
and all these matches will be happening next week.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes, for next week. Yep, we're gonna have Last Nightmare. Our first match next week is gonna be Last Nightmare versus Nemesis Elite. And for our second one, for August 9. Oh, we don't have yes, sorry. Yes, that's gonna be Last Nightmare and Nemesis Elites. That's for our match. So yeah. Hello, James. Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'm not sure what happened. Are you still there, MG?
Yep, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, good thing the technical difficulty happened after the matchup. Are we're still on, right?
Yep.
Yes, so we're still on. Again, guys, thank you very much for watching tonight. Again, that is the ROGGH playoffs, day number 2. For our matchups next week, it's going to be Last Nightmare, Nemesis Elites, Alpha, and XYZ. ROGGH playoffs happen every Monday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. onwards, GMT +8. All right.
Yes. Oof.
Okay, so yeah, shout outs to everyone in the chat right now. Hopefully you're all having a good night right there, and congratulations again, once again to the teams who participated and for those who won, and we'll be moving on to the next round. Yes, all right.
Yep.
That's
There
what
you
we wait
go.
for tonight. Once again, guys, we are your casters. This is James,
And this is MG.
and this is the our hold on. Okay, yeah, this is the ROGGH playoff,
Yeah.
and Ragnarok starts 2023. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.